Now today we're going to be talking about how the NEL will change Blue Lock. The NEL has become a great arc for Blue Lock, and I think this league will change Blue Lock a lot as Phase 2 of Blue Lock is turning more heads after coming up off of arguably the greatest arc in Blue Lock, the Under 20 match. The new environment of the NEL has allowed many players of Blue Lock to find their way onto their respective teams and gain more skills as they prepare for the Under 20 World Cup. First, Ego talks about demonstrating your uniqueness in these new environments. The Blue Lockers need to find a way to make their weapons better and stand out against better players, as they were incredible in Japan but would not work out in the big leagues. I like how Ego states this because it allows the players to not let their weapons get to their head and they won't fall short from being with overseas players. Ego continues to develop these characters immensely and is getting everything ready for the World Cup. It goes to show how much time and attention Blue Lock has gotten since the NEL was formed. Now the NEL is a rite of passage to becoming a professional. At first, Blue Lock was created to find the best striker, but with the NEL, all players can switch to different positions and get picked up for any of them. Ego created the NEL as a gateway to get Blue Lock on the map and show the world the skills of the Blue Lock players. In doing so, he created an auction system to showcase each player's value and what salary they can gain if they keep showcasing their value and get picked up by clubs around the world. The NEL will create many opportunities for the Blue Lockers and allow them to prosper even after Blue Lock is over. Now that everyone doesn't need to be a striker anymore, they can fully utilize their skills for positions that better suit them and help them grow. This will serve well in the future for the World Cup so that everyone understands their roles, and it will help create a chaotic but controlled playstyle. Even in the Under 20 match, Blue Lock used an aggressive offensive style that could not really be stopped until KiiNGKhyy picked up the pace with Shido. I like how they ended up having the environment recreated in Blue Lock. Instead of going out to the other countries having it right in their backyard, this will allow Blue Lock to be comfortable and also still be in a Blue Lock encapsulated space where all they do is play football. When you enter Blue Lock, they take away your phone and you can't do much in the outside world, which causes you to focus and only worry about football at every moment. This environment, still being in Japan, is an under the radar feat, which is great for Blue Lock to not have to travel far and be able to increase their skills in Japan. Now when it comes to learning under the master strikers instead of Ego, I think this greatly impacted Blue Lock forever. Blue Lock was able to go under these different masters and learn their philosophy of how they play the game and adapt to this. This will help because they could learn more than just a Blue Lock egotistical style of play and truly adapt to a new team, which they would have to do in the future. The impact of the Masters has been great, and many players have sought out the Masters and get to learn under them, slowly becoming just like them. Each Masters philosophy has shown how great they are, and the players that come out of these environments have changed completely due to the Masters affecting them. Blue Lock now holds the attention of the entire world. The Under 20 match sparked a lot, and the NEL is capitalizing off of that match and showcasing to the world at how good these guys are. The NEL has changed Blue Lock in this regard because of the popularity that is generated, the storylines that are being created, and the drama and reality of the league is causing buzz around the world and making player salaries go up even more. Ego is really turning Blue Lockers into reality stars who continue to progress in their skills of football. All this attention could be good or bad later on in the series, but only time will tell. With so much attention now, we see interviews, photo shoots, and press conferences which we did not see at all before. The use of media and attraction is slowly starting to show in Blue Lock, and I'm all for it as they continue to work before the World Cup. The most underrated thing I think in NEL is having the earpiece that translates each other's words. This is a huge installment as it will help with dealing with foreign players and not worrying about the language barrier, which a lot of players struggle with when they head overseas to play. With this new tech in place, Ego is also making sure that they do not have to worry about that barrier that could diminish their talent. Ego is taking all the steps necessary to avoid any mistakes for the Blue Lockers to not stress about, so they can just enjoy and play football to its best ability. With less presence of stress and anxiety, the players will be able to interflow quicker than before due to the lack of anxiety from a language barrier and can really communicate with their master this time and not have an issue. Ego originally had the players work on their language studies before the third selection, but ultimately had to cut it short for the Under 20 match. So this invention makes a lot of sense to just forget all of that and focus on playing. Now after the NEL is over, Blue Lock will be having the top 23 players join the Under 20 team automatically. This is a huge test as it would mainly be for the ones who play in games and showcase their value the most. I still do not know who would be the top 23 as we still need to see what PXG is doing and if anyone else will have an awakening in the league and take over as well. We've already seen 4 teams in NEL, but only 2 matches from most of them and 1 match for PXG. Once all the games are counted for and shown to us, we will get to see a better ranking system for the top 23 and see if anyone else ended up playing that did not play before. The NEL is also doing a great job showcasing new talents. The purpose of the NEL is to demonstrate your value and showcase new talents as you need to evolve in this new environment to be able to showcase your uniqueness. Within the NEL games, we've seen many players acquire new skills and become way better than they once were before. With new skills like secondary weapons, the main strikers of Blue Lock continue to showcase their skills, and we have also seen many learn metavision and some other skills as well. Blue Lock is slowly starting to take over the teams in the NEL. As the matches move forward, we see more and more players from Blue Lock take over the spots of the players from the clubs. This will continue on more as I'm sure it's not just Smooth Channel with almost every player from Blue Lock being in the game. PXG has already been taken over by Ren and Shido, and Ubers have Barl as their lead striker already. We also have Bachra and Barca as the main striker, and then Nagi, Rio, and Shigeri taking over from Manshine, so it's good to see that everyone was able to hold their own weight and become the main source of the team. So what does this mean for the World Cup? The NEL is setting up Blue Lock to be able to go against world-class players and masters so that they can fully prepare for the World Cup to come. They will all be on a team once again, but this time they have spent time in their respective roles and no longer need to work on becoming a striker. With this, they will be ready to take over the World Cup when it starts, and this practice they are receiving is one of a kind. With the NEL getting closer to ending, we have seen the transformation of many players in the league, and the competition will only keep growing as the games get more and more competitive. We are already seeing a very high strategic game right now in the Ubers vs Moon Chen, and I think the other games will also turn into that after more preparation and time from each other's first games. Let me know how you guys feel about the NEL, and do you think it will greatly affect Blue Lock in the future to come? Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.